Hi, my name is Jen. Welcome to my channel, All of My Plants. Today I have planty updates. I haven't recorded actually since I posted my last video, I don't think. Oh no, that's not true. I did one plant chore in that entire time, other than watering. I've been watering my plants, but other than that I haven't really done anything with them. Just taken some time for myself. The other video is coming. It'll be out eventually. But other than that, I've just kind of taken some time, you know, for holiday things. So I've got some updates. Because I haven't really been looking at my plants that much since I recorded last. So things are happening. This is the little Anthurium clarinervium that we put into LECA maybe a few weeks ago now. And I don't see a whole lot going on with the roots. This little bit here at the end is new. And I can see a little root kind of peeking behind that one. That's new. But other than that, it actually looks like some have maybe kind of started to die off in there. But this is a new leaf. It's still soft and new. This was the previous one. So it's actually started putting this one out, I don't know when. I just noticed it there. So sometime since I repotted it, I guess. But it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. So yeah, not a whole lot of root action, some, but at least we've got some leaf action. I'll take that. I do wish I had planted it deeper, and I think somebody commented that on one of my on the video, said, you know, I would have put that in a bigger pot. It kind of looks like it's floating above the LECA. I don't know if you can see it there, but yeah. I can see it real good right there. So I don't know. I might be repotting it again in the near future. It just looks like it's gotten higher in the pot somehow. Which I think I was trying to like mash it down to make it fit in this pot. But and then another Anthurium we did in the same video. It's the Tarifolium that doesn't want to grow. It is putting out a new leaf. Right there. I think that's going to be a leaf. It is. But the roots on this one, I was looking earlier and I was like, wow. They have really done a lot more growing than on that clarinervium. Can you see where they've attached to the side of the pot? So that's cool. They're fuzzy even. It's cute. So it's the only one I really see is on that side there. On the other side, they're not really doing a whole lot. But yay, this one didn't miss a beat with the root growth. This plant has been the most difficult Anthurium I've ever had. No, that's a lie. The Veitchii was. Not really that it was difficult, it no grow. It no size up, and then it died of fungal issues. But yeah. The Sport Alocasia Dragon Scale. This was the leaf that was showing the most variegation. And then it put out this one in my care. Is that it? Nope. It would be this one. With the hole. There's very little variegation on there. It's maybe a couple little orange speckles, like orange, yellow speckles. There's one right in that neighborhood. Nothing fancy, but this is the most recent leaf that it's put out right up there, if I can get this one out of the way. And it's variegated. Yay! Mostly just on the one side, I'd say. But yay, at least there's some variegation. So, it's pretty. It's pretty. I'm hoping for good things. I don't know. I'm looking on the backs. It's funny, I don't see any variegation on the back of the leaves, even this one here. I'm seeing something on there. Dirt, probably. But yeah, no variegation on the back of the leaves. Very strange. But, yay, I'll take it on the front, which I guess is where you really want it anyway. It's doing okay otherwise. One of its oldest leaves is starting to get a little droopy, but leaves. It's already got another leaf coming right there. Can you see it? And this one's not nearly hardened off yet. Go figure. It's a fast grower, apparently. Another alocasia. This one here I got in Myrtle Beach, so I got it beginning of November. This is the only leaf that exists from when I first put it in pond to transfer it to pond from soil. It's Alocasia reginae, I guess. Is that what it says? Yes, reginae. And we've got a new leaf. It is small and it is ridiculous, but it is growth. So we'll take it. And the roots are doing okay in there. They're starting to grow. I can see some here and there in the pot, there, over in here. So yeah, I guess we're gonna get it on track now. Pieces of pond are falling. That does look ridiculous. It's still very soft, but I don't expect it'll get much bigger than that. Hopefully the next leaf is what we're, you know, crossing our fingers for. The next leaf will be good, right? We hope. This next update isn't necessarily an update, it's just to say I did get this peace lily, Spathiphyllum, what's it, mint platinum, I guess. It looks a little droopy. It is well watered, it's just been repotted. So, like, look at that leaf. That's pretty. I just got it, it was shipped to me. So it had actually 2 yellow leaves, but I mean, it's cold here. And to be fair, it was in the box for a while. Looks like a couple other leaves might be getting ready to go. It's alright. It's alright. I'm hoping it'll perk up, you know, and do happy things. I don't know if this one ever really stands up. But the stems feel good. Like the petioles, they feel good. They're perky. So maybe it'll be alright. So yeah, that's the update about this guy, is that I finally got one. I finally got one. I looked for it in big box stores for the latter half of the summer and the fall. And I just never saw it again in big box stores. I saw it one time, didn't grab it. It was on my wish list. And I saw it and the price was right, so I grabbed it online. Yeah. Peace lily. So I don't know if I'm going to do very good with peace lily. They're hit and miss for me. Sometimes I do great with them. And honestly, it's mostly because they get shuffled somewhere out of sight and then they die because they don't get any water. They just never recover from that. So hopefully I can keep this one somewhere where I look at it every day. I find that plants that are needy, I really should do that with. It's got some new growth down in there. Can you see the smaller leaves? I don't know. Hopefully it goes well. I'm hopeful. My daughter and her fiance, they have a really, not one of these, but, well, it's a peace lily. It's just not the mint platinum or whatever they're calling it. It's a peace lily. But they have a great big huge one that I think is just gorgeous. It's massive. Every time I go over to their house, I'm like commenting on their peace lily. Because my daughter actually remembers to water it. So we'll see. The Hoya Wilbur Graves that I had cut because it was giving me green leaves. Just plain green, you know, they weren't doing the splashy thing that they were supposed to be doing. I'm trying to find where I cut it. Oh, I cut it here, but it grew over here instead. So this was, I think, like the second or third leaf. And I suspected flat mites because it's, you know, it's weird misshapen growth. I think maybe it was just pushed up against something. Because I did pull out the microscope and look at this plant and I saw nothing. But, you know, other leaves are fine, so I'm not overly worried about it. I will continue to, you know, periodically pull plants and check them. The roots look good on it. It wasn't too long ago I had transferred it from pond to soil with systemic because of suspicion of root mealies. I don't see anything root mealy-esque anywhere in there, so maybe we've got it on track. I'm hoping, anyway. The other one has also given me a wonky leaf. This is the one that had 2 cuttings in it. This one, all green. All green. Well, I mean, it's got a little bit of splashing on it. This one here, this is the new leaf on this one, and it's wonky. So I don't know why. Is it just a first new leaf thing? What's going on with this? I don't know. I'll just keep looking at them, I guess. I had said that I was going to spray pretty much everything with sulfur, and I am. I just have not gotten around to that yet. So what I'm doing is basically every time I water, I'm also spraying with alcohol, in hopes that, you know, we'll keep anything under control until I can hopefully try to annihilate it. That, and I was talking about more updates. I was talking about trying beneficials. I'm pretty sure that everything being covered in the sulfur won't be good for beneficials. So I need to figure out what I'm going to treat with sulfur and move that to the other room. I'm going to do the beneficials in this room. In an attempt to not immediately kill them, the beneficials, I'm going to separate the ones that I'm going to treat with sulfur. So, and that'll be pretty much anything that I keep seeing things on. I think beneficials are going to be much more for controlling rather than when I have a full-on infestation, which I don't even know that I do. If you saw that video, I definitely did see some flat mites, but not what I expected, really, other than on the one Calathea, Maranta, I guess Calathea, that I refused to throw away. That's infested. The Syngonium chiapense, there's its newest leaf, what it finally looked like when it sprouted. I think this was in my last updates video because I thought this was all green on this one side. It does have, or all white, not all green, all white. But it does have the tiniest, sorry, am I kicking the camera? Bit of green on the edge right there. And then I thought I saw some more somewhere. It's like right up in there. It's very hard to see because they're kind of overlapping. But it's very pretty. It's very pretty. And it's already working on another leaf. This one just hardened off, so that's kind of cool. And it's finally started kind of trying to grab the pole in there. And then, oh, there it is back there, maybe you can see. I'm not sure. Get my face out of the way. But yeah, I don't actually see them in the pole yet. But I can see them starting to go in from the front, so yay for that. The roots in the pot, however, are kind of doing things. They're also in the saucer, so yay for that. It looks very dry. It is pretty dry. So yeah, I need to water it. The variegated Scindapsus jade. It's had some growth since I cut it, but that looks all green to me. And it looks like the next leaf is going to be all green. I see no variegation in that stem. So I think this whole vine is all green, actually. Yeah. I'm going to cut it back to, I guess, this leaf, because that's the last variegated leaf. And then this other vine here just put out this one. So it's a half moon. I don't know if you can tell, but once it hardens off, it'll be a half moon, I guess. And then this one here isn't really growing yet. That's where I cut from. I'm trying to see if there's a growth point down in there. It's funny, this is growing so slow compared to the other ones. But yeah, I think I'm going to cut this one here off back to, like I said, the last variegated leaf. I think that's how that's going to go. And I might repot it because this is growing so slow. Even for a Scindapsus, this is growing slow. I've had 3 leaves since I brought it home, beginning of November, which seems weird. I don't know. It just seems slow. Is it slow, or am I just an impatient human being? Either one's possible. Alright, anyway, but that's the update. Only half moons on this guy, apparently. That's all I'm going to get, either that or, you know, little pieces of variegation. Which, that's okay. I saw the plant. I picked it up and I chose this plant, so Nobody to blame but me. I just went ahead and cut it while I was thinking about it. Yeah, even on the backs of these, I don't see anything that looks like variegation. I'll pitch them in water later just in case. We'll see. If I end up chopping this video to oblivion during editing and it's really choppy, I apologize. I'm half sick. I'm coughing a lot. And I forgot I had this plant. So it's just an update to say I have this plant. I got it, I don't know, a while ago now. It's a type of Schefflera. It doesn't look like any kind of Schefflera I've ever seen, but it is a type of Schefflera, and I love it. Apparently it just grows very tall and narrow like this, so it's not really a space hog. And I kind of really appreciate plants that don't want to hog all the space. I think they're calling it Schefflera alpine. That sounds right. So, like, they come in the leaves as these little hands. There we go. Kind of like they do on other Schefflera. But yeah, I really like it. I like it. Here you can kind of see on this one how that one's coming in. There we go. But yeah, I don't know. It's just a little different looking. Rather than 8 branches with 5 leaves coming off of it. Is it 5? Yeah. It's kind of just like 5 leaves coming off. I don't know how to explain it. Just the form of it. I think there's like 3 in here. 4. There's 4 in here. But I've just left them together because I kind of like it just as it is. Just as it is. So when I do get around to finally repotting it, it will just go, I'm sorry, I'm looking for scale. It'll just go right back in here as it is currently, or, you know, right back in the pot as it is. I won't be separating it out. I think that's what happened. I probably mentioned before that I had a large Schefflera arboricola, I guess that's called, for a while, and I think I pitched it because of scale, which I didn't have that problem with it indoors. It was something it picked up outside the greenhouse. But yeah, I like it. I like a tidy plant. I don't think I've picked it up since I repotted it. It's a good thing we're checking today because it's dry. It's dry. But it looks good. It's got new growth down in there. So cute. So this was the mini Schefflera, or Schefflera mini is what it was labeled as. And I don't see any scale on it. I think these are also prone to spider mites, I'm pretty sure. Like, they really like to get up around the new growth, kind of like thrips do. But I don't see anything on here. Sorry, I'm updating myself while I'm updating you. But yeah, I mean, it looks good. It's a cute little thing. I didn't make it too angry by repotting it. Now let me I'm just going to make a whole pile. Everything I show you is going to need water, apparently. Except for the Pon and Leca plants, maybe. I did recently flush all of my Pon and Leca plants too, actually, except for the ones that have not been in there very long. Just because it's really not time yet. I might do it about once a month. It's coming due on some of them. But a big reason why I wanted to do it is a lot of my alocasia, not a lot, some were suddenly not doing awesome. Like the Frydek, it had those markings on it. I think I showed it. You see him down there in the floor. It's like right in here. It's like a lighter green, and then there's some yellowing on the edges. And I don't know. I do fertilize with every watering, even the ones that are in Pon. If I need to add something, I'm not just adding just water very often. Maybe when I first pot them up, it's just water. Maybe if I'm really lazy, it's just water when I top them up. But for the most part, I'm adding fertilizer. So I don't know if it was just building up in there. Maybe I did knock the pH out of whack. I don't really test pH anymore. I used to pH adjust all the time, every watering. But I think it was just, it was overkill. I think most of the time I didn't need to do that. Which maybe you should do that, but I don't most of the time. I have not in over a year. On anything have I checked the pH. So it could be that, it could be, you know, fertilizer burn. I'm doubting that it's a nutrient deficiency, unless, like I said, it's like nutrient lockout from the pH being really wonky or something. I don't know. But I flushed them all anyway, so that's an update. That counts. It counts as an update. This begonia listata, it has been in and out of the cabinet more than anything in the world. I had it in the cabinet, and then it put out, it was out of the cabinet. And it just, I don't know, it wasn't doing a whole lot. It was okay, but it wasn't doing a whole lot. So I put it in the cabinet, it put out this leaf here, which is, that's it. It's done. It's wonky, it's kind of got a crispy edge back there. I don't know. So I took it back out. I took it back out. It did flower. They were kind of ridiculous little clamshell flowers that didn't really do much of anything to improve the appearance of the plant. I don't think it looks bad, but it's just not, I mean, it's grown a bit, I guess. What did I have, 2 leaves when I got here? It might have had 3. But I don't know. I don't know. What does it want from me? Does anybody know? It wants water. It's not dry yet. I'm gonna water it anyway. But yeah, I don't know. I think it is about to branch right down there at the intersection of this petiole and the main stem of the plant. It's just a little bump. But anyway, it's really pretty. I just want to make it happy. I want to make it happy because I don't feel like I've figured it out. I don't know. So anyway, it's back out of the cabinet. I don't know if it's drying in there too much, or the heat could be too much for it. The humidity is not extra high in there, so I don't know. I didn't think it liked it out here, but I didn't think it liked it in there either. To be fair, when it was out here, it was in very low light, so I've moved it up here. The light is a little bit better up here than it was down on this shelf where I had it. I don't know. It's a pain in the butt. And then this is the little anthurium that we switched to Leca a while ago. What is it? Fairchild's Crystallinum, ex Zara, ex Michelle. So, I don't know, what's it been, a month? It's probably been a little over a month. I don't know. Time is not my thing. It lost 1 leaf, and it's gonna lose this one right here too before too much longer. You can see it's starting to yellow. But the rest of them look pretty good. I have had to treat it for spider mites already. Imagine that. That, and I'm seeing just a little bit of discoloration along this edge. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. Could just be adjustment issues. Oh, but the reason I'm picking it up is growing a new leaf. It's getting ready to inchworm its way out of there. I don't know if you can see it down in there. But yeah, so excited about that. I don't know about the roots. I don't really pick it up a whole lot. Oh, I sloshed some of the stuff out. They look okay. I don't see them doing much. Not a whole lot. Maybe just maintaining. But maintaining is okay, because at least maintaining isn't dying. So I don't know, it's pretty. I'm excited to have a whole new leaf grow in my care. A whole new leaf. Not half one, a whole one. The Philodendron Esmeraldense that I got my hands on a full pot of. Haven't killed it yet. Oh, it's got mealybugs. Yep. Right there. I found them on a couple plants lately, and it's mostly been plants that came around the same time as this. So, it's the only ones I see right now. It's the only problem with full pots of plants like this. Good luck checking all of them. I'll probably just go take it to the bathroom and douse it with alcohol. I might dilute it actually a little bit because we do have new leaves. And I don't know why, but straight alcohol does seem to do a little bit of a number on new growth, so I might kind of water that down a bit. But I'm sure it'll still take care of the mealies. But yeah, that's the only ones I see is right there. Right there. Little jerks. Munching on my leaves. But yeah. Anyway, I picked this up not to tell you about the mealybugs because I only just noticed those. But I haven't killed it yet. As I say, I am getting ready to go spray it with alcohol, so I might kill it yet. I might yet kill it. No, I think it'll be fine. But, yay! Haven't killed it. I'm terrified to repot it. It's still in the nursery pot. I'm afraid to repot it. I don't know. It seems like every time I go messing with them, they die. I think this is the third one. The first one was an import, which it kind of rotted, and then I had it growing, and then it died off while I was on vacation because it was in water or something, I think, propagating, growing new roots. And it dried out. Basically, it died. The next one, I think it was another full pot. I think they're out in tissue culture or something now. I don't know. This was like 5 in the pot. I think I separated them, and the smaller ones, they just pretty much immediately died. The larger from that pot, that one died around the same time that I had fungal or bacterial or both issues, early spring. So, I don't know. I'm hopeful about this one. It's been a little while. If I get rid of the mealybugs and water it, it'll be fine for another week. This is a variegated lipstick plant that I hauled. Oh gosh. I'm gonna say 9 or 10 months ago. Spring, maybe this past spring. It's looking a little crusty. It's got tons of new growth. Like you can see, the older growth is kind of this darker, like green on green, and then the newer growth is this lighter stuff here, which I kind of like the variety in there. I'm into that. But a lot of it has just died, like died off in there. I don't know, can you see that? Like crusty leaves are falling off as I touch it. I don't know what's going on with it. Yeah, like a whole branch over here has just died off and gone. I mean, I don't know. It grows really well, actually. It grows quite a bit, but parts of it just died. To be fair, I still haven't repotted this. And the soil that it came in is kind of hydrophobic at this point. It's just very light, and I just watered it a few days ago. I don't know. I know it doesn't want to drown, but at the same time, I feel like I'm watering it quite a bit for it to never really seem hydrated. So maybe that's it. Maybe I just need to do a repot on it. But so it's not a bad update on this guy, but it's not great either. It's pretty. Except for the brown bits. I don't know. Definitely hasn't flowered. Definitely wouldn't either if I was looking like this. I would not be thinking about flowers. I don't know. I need to try to get it straight, so I guess it needs to go on my to-do list with many, many other plants. The Dieffenbachia reflector that I cut and shoved in a cup of leca, it's holding its own. That was the newest leaf. I think it was already out. It might still have been a smidge soft, but it's holding up okay. And there is some resistance when I pull on it. Like, I don't want to snatch it out of there, obviously. I don't want to damage any roots, but I see none around the edge yet. I don't know. I probably am going to pull it out in a couple days and try to put it in an actual pot. I think. Possibly. I can't see what's going on down there. But it looks okay on the top of the cup. So, hopefully things are doing things. Things are thinging in there, as they should be. The Alocasia scalpron that I just hauled not too long ago, it's just the regular green one. Not the dark green one, but it's green, It's struggling to get used to its life in leca, I guess. But the newest leaf looks okay. I think this one was kind of opening, unfurling. It's not the firmest feeling though, so I'm a little concerned. I am a little concerned. Not gonna mess with it. I'm just gonna let it do what it has to do to get used to life in here, and hopefully it no die. But yeah, we did lose the other 2 leaves that it came with. I'm gonna cut those off before I put it back. So yeah, it's doing alright, I think. Syngonium Ormnock. I hauled this plant, maybe beginning of November, I'm not sure. I do love Syngonium. And this one's cute. It's, I don't know, it's a chubby leaf. It's a thicker leaf than most Syngonium. I mean, it's as thick as like Syngonium chiapens. It's got a new leaf coming. It was, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 leaves when I hauled it. I don't know what I did to make this plant so angry. It died back to just this leaf and it sat there like that for a while. Go figure. It's got another leaf coming now, but man, I made it angry. I really made it angry somehow. So I've stopped putting it in the cover pot because I think it was taking a while to dry. I don't think much air was actually getting to the roots. So I have it on a rack type shelf, no cover pot, and lower light actually. So it seems like a weird combination. I want air to the roots, but I think I might have also been frying it. I had it sitting on the same shelf as my alocasias, the ones that like higher light anyway. So I don't know. I don't know. Go figure. I might dig around in there at some point. I'll let this leaf do what it's going to do, and then I'll probably dig around in there and see what's going on with the roots. I'm half afraid to water it now. I'm just sitting here realizing that I've lost an entire plant. And I don't know when I lost it. It's not great. It's not good. Seriously, how the hell do you lose a whole plant? That's how you know you have too many damn plants. I spent a really long time looking for that plant. I walked by it like 10 times. I changed the cover pot. Previously, I had Ripsalis in here. Now I have this Monstera adansonii Indonesian mint, Indonesian marble. Not sure, can't remember. It wasn't labeled when I got it, but there were other plants on that table that were, so I assume it's one of those. This is the base of the plant. I cut it, I don't know, a month ago. I've had it for about 2 months. So I cut it here. This was the most recent leaf. Or, well, it wasn't the most recent, but it's the one that I cut it back to. So this is the most recent growth up until that point. I'll put it that way. But it's put out two new growth points that are actively growing. This is one leaf. It's got another one coming there. This is another one here with another little growth point. That's some wonky growth. But it had no white on this plant at all. And these have white. So I don't know. I don't hate that, I guess. It's very weird looking variegation. Very weird. Which I think I had heard before, that this, a lot of people think this plant looks sick because the variegation's so weird. I get it. From the front and the back, it just looks weird. Just looks weird. Whoop, 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 catch it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm okay with it. It's very dry. That's what happens when you lose plants. So I had 3 other cuttings. I did a trade with one of them. Maybe a month ago. I'm not sure. But these were the other 2 cuttings. One was the top cutting, which I believe has put out these 2 leaves, which don't look great. This is the cutting I kept, one of them. It's got something going on. I don't see any spider mites or anything. Can you see like the brown spots? Kind of looks, I don't know, pesty. But I don't see any pests. Maybe I need to break out the microscope and look at this one too. But anyway, no white on this new growth. Isn't that peculiar? But the other cutting, the mother leaf died off. But it does have a growth point down in there. So, I don't know, we'll see what comes of it. Yeah, this just looks really suspicious. Can you see that brown spot there? Ooh. I don't know. Maybe I'll treat it with everything. Throw the kitchen sink at it. Put this back so I can forget where I put it. I need to water the damn thing. This was my medium medium silver that I cut, oh, so long ago. This was, I believe, the top cutting, and plus there was another cutting in here. And I can see, I'm trying to move some of the bark so maybe I can show you, some new growth coming from below the soil. Maybe you can see them, one there and one there. Boop and boop. The top cutting, or the top growth, has tried and then quit, and then tried and then quit. You can kind of see some fresher material in there. I don't know. And I can see another growth point there. This is slow to do anything. It really is. And it's living that cabinet life. It's taking up valuable space in the cabinet to do nothing. I don't know, not nothing, but it's just doing it very slowly. Very, very slowly. The other cutting, I believe, had a leaf too. It went pretty recently. There's what's left of it. This one here is hanging in there though. I don't know. And the base of the plant, I took the base of the plant. It had 3 or 4 leaves. We're down to 1. And put it in a much smaller pot. It wasn't a 6-inch, I believe. But where I'd cut the majority of the plant down, I figured just tighten them roots up, because some of them were going to die off, and I'm sure they have. Maybe. But it's reshot growth points everywhere. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 6 growth points, right? 2, 4, yeah. 6 growth points. So that's fun. A couple of them look like they're going to open leaves very soon. So this one here probably will, and then this one here. This one has not been in the cabinet. It's just been sitting kind of on that shelf back there. Maybe I should take that one out of the cabinet. Or, well, this one. The one that normally lives in the cabinet. Maybe I should take it out. I might. Or it might get mad. Do I care if it gets mad at this point? I see some root growth here. Not a ton. There's some right in there. Maybe you can see. There's one down there. I don't think it had very much roots at all when I stuck it in here. I just got tired of it sitting around in water. Like, you know, you're constantly babysitting the water, you're changing the water, you're checking the water. There was just nothing happening, so I stuck it in soil. And that does seem to have gotten it moving a little bit. Slowly. Very slowly. So I don't know, maybe I'll just leave it out of the cabinet and put it, you know, elsewhere. Was this the cover pot this was in? I feel like it was not. I don't know. Anyway, so that's the Amedrium silvers that I chopped down a while ago now. They're slow. They're slow. The Philodendron Bob C, the chunk, it's so firm. It's just kind of sitting there. I put it in a significantly smaller pot. I don't really see any root action or anything. Smells like dirt. You gotta sniff it. You gotta find out if you don't want to unpot it. You want to know what the roots are doing. You gotta give it a sniff. So yeah, I don't know. Just wait longer. The top cutting is somewhere. This is the top cutting. This was the leaf that had come out and ripped itself right before I cut this plant. This is the newest leaf, which I think was just coming out, maybe. It looks okay. It looks okay. I had cut this plant down, if you missed it, because it had like some heavy, like just cosmetic damage. So I cut it up, and I've got some nodes somewhere as well. I haven't checked on those lately. I probably should. But the top cutting seems to be doing okay. I just watered it. It's holding its own. I cut one leaf off here. That can come off now. But yeah, we've got a new leaf coming in slowly but surely. I don't know. I did look at it after I had already sprayed it down. I didn't even think of it. I've looked at it under the microscope. I don't see anything that really would have caused that damage. Somebody said maybe a copper, like a fungal issue. Maybe. I have sprayed it a few times with a fungicide since. I think the first thing I did was hose it down with a pesticide. But now if I'm watering it, I'm also spraying it with the copper fungicide. So, and whatever that problem was, it doesn't seem to be continuing. Knock on everything, because this is frustrating. I really like the variegation on this plant when it's happy. It was nice on that leaf too, before I had to chop it up. It's like the mottled type of variegation. I don't know if you can see. It's very subtle indeed. I don't know. But yeah, it's still here, still hanging out. One good thing about chopping plants down that are, you know, have a spread like that, it was much larger if you missed that video. It's a lot smaller and easier to keep inside right now over winter, so when it's smaller. So, you know, there's a rainbow at the end of every storm, I guess. These are the chonks, which are both still firm. Neither doing anything from what I can tell. The ends look a little meh, but yeah, I don't see any like actual rot except for the petiole that was on there. The petiole we left. I don't know, we'll just wait longer. Looking to see if I see any of the auxiliary buds making a move, and I don't yet, so it's alright. Just keep them tucked in. So I think that's going to be all the updates we get to this go round. There's more, and we'll do those as well. It's just something I'm going to have to work through in installments. There's always updates, always. Every day something new comes on the list and something drops off the list every day, so, you know, it's just the way it is, I guess, with plants. But yeah, I'm just tired and I don't feel super, so I'm going to leave it there. And thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me, and come back and check me out again soon. Bye.